Hey friends, it's Victoria. Welcome to Fortuna Cucina. Today I'm talking to you about a really important topic, and that is your tea toxic? So before I get into it, I want to share with you, you can purchase all of my tea blends. My neighbor's that loud. You can purchase all of my tea blends at fortunacucina.com. You can also purchase my monthly cooking classes. This month we're making minestrone soup, and let me tell you, if you've never made a good soup before, there's a reason for that. Like, let's say you follow the instructions and everything and it just doesn't end up tasting the same. Well, I'm going to share with you all the secrets I figured out and the things they don't tell you and don't put in the recipe. So we're going to be making minestrone together, and that's going to be a virtual cooking class. It's going to be so much fun. You're going to love it. So there's 2 of them in October, and then in November I'm going to show you how to make, we are making chicken marsala. Yum, one of my favorites. So let's talk about tea and what you need to look out for. So generally when you go to a grocery store, you are purchasing a tea bag. And in that tea bag is literally the tea that you wanted, whether it's peppermint, or maybe it is a cinnamon tea, or maybe it's something more complicated like a blend of teas for your health. You are purchasing the tea and the tea bag and how it is packaged. So many types of tea are packaged in a way that they have toxic ingredients with them. What? Okay, most of us are drinking tea because it's healthy. We're drinking tea because it's medicinal. And we're not drinking tea because it has nasty stuff in it. And cheers, by the way, this is my Island Vibes hibiscus tea. It's delicious. So when you're purchasing tea, you have the tea itself, so whether that's peppermint, your medicinal actual teas, your plant product that is in there, and then you have the tea bag, and then you have the string and all of the things. Many cases with the paper tea bags, this is what I figured out. The paper tea bags contain a carcinogen called epichlorohydrin that prevents it from disintegrating. Okay? And then other tea bags that seem kind of silky, and I can't remember if it's Republic of Tea or another bougie tea company like that, where it's really high end. They have actually microplastics in the tea. So while you think you're getting all these benefits of tea and experiencing these really awesome medicinal plants, you're also getting stuff that is toxic for you. Isn't that fantastic? And then also sometimes they have with the tea bag a little staple that staples the tea bag together and staples a little string onto the tea bag. And I didn't think about it until the other day. I was like, that's a metal thing. How I know this is a couple times that I have put the tea bag and the tea in a microwave at work. This was decades ago, and nearly started a fire. I nearly blew up the microwave. Anyway, so sometimes they have a metal staple. Again, is metal something you want in your tea? I think not. So did you know that much of our tea that comes from China also may contain toxins? And I won't ever forget this story. So years ago, I heard this story. This lady who owned a tea company, she doesn't own the tea company anymore, and she mentioned that she was getting a lot of traction with her tea, and I think she was in Australia, and so rather than purchasing from small local places, she decided that she was going to place a large order with a Chinese company. What ended up happening is she spent thousands of dollars. The tea comes, and guess what? It's literally nasty. There's like mold on it. There's like bolts and screws and like pieces of metal in it. It was just total junk, like disgusting junk. And so I've always thought about that it's really important where your tea and where your plant products come from when you're drinking your tea. And this is one of the reasons why I started making my own tea years ago, is I don't know where that comes from, and I want to source from from really good companies that I know they are proud of, where their organic is important, plant material comes from. So hence, I'm making my own tea. So if you're thinking, Victoria, how do I use loose leaf tea? Let me show you. So if you're thinking to yourself, okay, Victoria, I buy this loose leaf tea and what the heck do I do with it? Well, this is a cute little tea strainer, and I have this in my online shop. So if you purchase a tea sampler, you will get a tea strainer like this. Isn't this adorable? A little heart. Anyway, so this is what I do. Okay, so these open up, and because they seal really well, you may have to kind of finagle the top a little bit to get it open. I would rather have it seal well than not seal well. You can also use tea strainers that look like a little basket, and actually I think those are the easiest to clean and everything, but I thought these were adorable. So you take like a teaspoon of your tea. I say a teaspoon to a tablespoon, okay, anywhere in between. You fill this little guy with tea and you close it up, okay? And this is always what I do. This may sound really strange. I go to the sink and I kind of shake it over the sink, because if there's any really super tiny tea particles, they end up in the sink and it's no big deal. And so I kind of shake it to make sure there's not like super fine particles of tea, because one thing I don't like is my tea is done brewing and then I have leaves and things like that in my tea. So you can use one of these tea strainers along with loose leaf tea, and you get the benefit of the tea itself, and then you don't have to worry about any of this other junk. Because in addition to the things that I talked about, other things that I think about with the tea that I'm ingesting are, is the product organic? Was it made in the US? Where are they getting their tea? Are they getting them from quality suppliers who really care? These are things I think about my food in general. And I really want to encourage you to purchase your tea from companies that do care, because I will be honest with you, I don't even know who owns Lipton, but I can guarantee that they don't care about me and my health and my well-being. Like someone like me that you order from, I'm going to package that up and think to myself, I hope this person has a wonderful day and enjoys my tea. And I think that's important. So these are just a couple things to think about with your tea when you're drinking tea. Again, you can go to fortunacucina.com and check out my tea blends. I make everything with organic tea, and I have a supplier that's here in the United States that I've been purchasing from for a while. They're such lovely people. I actually talked to customer service yesterday. They're such lovely people, and just like anything, I believe it's super important that we are careful about what we put in our bodies, because this tea that I'm drinking right now could be unhealthy for me if I'm not careful. But since I know where the tea is coming from, I know the quality, and I'm only using the loose leaf tea, hey, I'm good. All right, friends. That was it for me today. That's a little food for thought. Something a little bit different than I normally do. But I want you to think about this, because I think it's important that we start talking about where our food comes from and talking about things that will impact our health. I think our food is the number one thing that will impact our health. Something else to think about with your tea, make sure you have a good water filter, because a study just came out that said that 90% of all tap water has PEGs, or what we call forever chemicals, that will live forever in your body. Isn't that fantastic? Just fabulous. So I always think about things like that. Make sure you have a good water filter, and you're starting with that, and then using a good quality tea. All right, friends, that's it for me today. Again, make sure you check your tea and comment below and let me know what your favorite teas are. And is it a loose leaf tea? Is it a bagged tea? I won't judge you if it's bagged tea. There's still some bagged teas I really like, but I don't like their packaging. So as someone who now is a purveyor of tea, I'm gonna have to figure out how to make those myself. But comment below, let me know what you think about this, and if you have heard this before, and what your favorite teas are. I would love to find out. All right, friends, I will see you in my next video.